Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite Motorrad. I'm Devashish Puranik and today I will be reviewing what I consider to be one of the coolest 150cc nakeds out there, the Yamaha FZS version 3. Why do I love it so much? Stay tuned to find out. Before I begin, I'm just gonna throw what I think out there. I'm a huge fan of the FZS version 2's looks and I really don't think the version 3 looks nearly as good as its predecessor. Let me know in the comments which FZS variant you prefer appearance-wise, the version 2 or the 3. Anyways, there is still a lot to love about the new bike. From the front, the LED headlight unit, flanked by the chrome accented vents, looks pretty cool, although in my opinion I think the headlight design itself is a little weird. The single continuous seat layout is decent, but was there really a need to change the version 2's awesome split seat? I honestly don't think so. This particular spec we have with us today is the Dark Knight edition, which is matte black with some shiny elements splashed about here and there for some extra bling. You actually have to pay around 1500 rupees more for this color, but that does give the bike a teeny tiny bit of exclusivity among other FZS's. A substantial amount of muscle has been added to the bike, although especially in the tank region, which is especially noticeable when you're riding it as it makes the bike appear wider than it actually is. The negative LCD looks cool but has the same problem as the BS6 FZ25, it's far too small. I'm dropping the FZ25 review video link in the description, so make sure you check that out too. The back houses the halogen taillight unit and the indicators, as well as the fat rear tire, which like the previous generation FZs looks awesome and macho. The rear design is also complemented by the fat muscular exhaust, which sounds pretty good as well. So this bike has obviously undergone its BS6 transition like the other bikes, so it's now been fitted with a catalytic converter and an oxygen sensor, and yes, the power and torque figures have been affected. Whereas the BS4 produced 13.2 PS and 12.8 Newton meters, the BS6 now produces 12.4 bhp and 13.6 Newton meters. How is this translated overall in the bike? I'll tell you later on in the video when I ride this machine. Do not forget that this is the lightest bike in its class at 137 kilograms. Even if its performance figures are much lesser than the competition, the lightweight could be a game changer. Now you may remember in earlier videos I have complained a lot about Bajaj build quality. In the Yamaha it's the exact opposite. Now despite this being the entry level offering from Yamaha, the build quality is so good that alone in my opinion is reason enough to buy the motorcycle. It will help you sleep better at night knowing that the guys who put your bike together really knew what they were doing. The bike picks up speed well for a 150cc, but the power surge cuts off quickly and you do feel the need for more grunt in pretty much all the gears, but I really don't think this will be a problem during the everyday commute. If you're buying a 150cc bike, you're probably not going to be on the highway very frequently anyways, and if you are, well, you'll either have to learn to live with it or get a bike with more power. While the power is down on its rivals, the FZ makes a solid case for itself in the way that power is delivered. The power delivery is buttery smooth and the bike feels nice and relaxed to ride. This is complemented by the city-friendly upright posture and the well-cushioned seat. The FZS genuinely feels really smooth to ride and lives up to the refinement expectations I had in my mind from the Yams engine before I rode this motorcycle. The only time when you'll get noticeable vibes from this motor is when you push it to try and achieve speeds higher than those which the motor is comfortable doing. Being the least powerful bike of its class, you might find yourself testing the limits of the engine quite frequently on rides. ABS is single channel as is expected at this price point, and you can feel that the front brake has much better bite than the rear. The stopping power is overall quite decent for this class of bike and is more than sufficient in the cities. Be careful of the back locking up when slowing down from a more rapid pace though. The FZ stays planted on smooth tarmac and irons out irregularities well, adding to the everyday usability quotient of the bike. Oh yeah, that's Jairaj filming Siddharth on the Ducati Monster for another video which we were shooting at the same time as this one. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upload. The Monster video will drop in another 4 to 7 days. Getting back to the Yam. The flickable nature of the bike is very confidence inspiring, and the bike is more than happy to be thrown into the bends and come out the other side perfectly. This is indeed the lightest bike of its class, and you can feel that superiority while riding it. The fat rear tire is certainly a dominant contributor to this maneuverability. The 5-speed gearbox has city-friendly ratios, and you can pretty much pick a gear and stick with it most of the time without the engine knocking. I like the feel of the shifter itself too, although one of my colleagues found it a little hard for his liking, probably because he just hopped off an R1 5v3 onto the FZS V3. The clutch is extremely light and pleasant to use, a true boon in traffic. It's a very frugal bike and returns a very impressive fuel economy as well, essential in today's day and age of skyrocketing petrol prices. The display again is easy to read, and you can also pair this bike with your phone via the Yamaha app for a few cool additional functions. The FZS version 3 costs 1.25 lakhs on road Pune for the Dark Knight spec, which is 1,500 rupees more than the other colors. Now its peers from Suzuki, Bajaj and TVS all have much higher performance figures and higher speeds and accelerations than the FZ. So what does the baby Samurai have going for it? Well, quite a lot actually. Since it's a Yamaha, it's a sweet handler in the city and even out in the open when you go for rides out on the twisties. It'll make your urban commute much easier because the clutch is super light as well. And that build quality, I know I keep coming back to it, but it is such a noteworthy point that you truly will have a peace of mind. The bike is really well put together. The looks are like nothing else out there. Even if they're not completely to my taste, it will still draw a lot of eyeballs, especially in the more vivid color schemes, although the matte black is my personal favorite. The engine is super refined and will definitely keep you happy in almost any scenario. And Yamaha's after sales network and spare parts availability is also really good, so you will be happy with ownership of this bike from a long-term perspective. So if you're looking for an entry-level naked 150cc around the 1 lakh X showroom ballpark, head over to your Yamaha showroom and check out this bike. You won't be disappointed. Ride safe.